Hey guys, it's at K Deuces, your sports bet queen, and we are back with another episode of Crooks and Books podcast going into week 5. Welcome, everybody. I am with my co host, Big Pick Brad,
What's going on?
and Prado the Pointer.
Howdy.
We're a little bit short-handed because we're starting the podcast late, obviously, and we're cut on time. So please bear with us as we go through each one of the games. Some of the games we'll be skipping this week because we either have no take on it or it'll be to be determined on our newsletter. And if you want to sign up for that newsletter, it's at www.thesportsbettingqueen.com. It's free. Put in your email and you'll be getting the newsletter right before game time on Thursday and on Sundays. All right, let's go into the stats and percents from last week, which is week 4. I went 4-2, going from the week before at 50% to 67%. Big Pick Brad went to 2-2, going from 33% to 50%. Caleb went 2-3, going from 55% to unfortunately 40%. And then Bobby Banks went 4-4, going from 50% and still remained at 50%. And then we have Prado the Pointer at 5-4, going from 33% to 55%. And overall, our podcast is back in the positive, which is at 17-15 win loss. And we are at 54%. So we should be good going into week 5, you guys. And any takeaways before we go into the games of week 5? I know, Prado, you have a lot of takeaways, but I'm going to go with Big Pick first and then go into you. I'm going to save the best for last, so go ahead.
Going into week 5, the NFL never disappoints. It's just a tough league to bet on. When you think you have something wrapped up, it could be that they call it the witching hour on the NFL red zone.
Yep.
Shit just starts flipping. You get games going sideways late. Games you thought were a lock, you lose at the last second. It's just what we love to do. Bet on the NFL. Everyone loves a little misery in their life, so nothing
Yeah.
really to take away. I was moving this last Sunday, so I didn't really get to watch anything, but I slammed Baltimore for a cool amount, and they did me well.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. I did the same thing with Tampa Bay just because they were in Tampa Bay. And I think I said that on the podcast that to me it makes a difference playing there. And then also I lost the I think I really wanted to take Minnesota, but then I lost the GB. But then I took GB and went against myself. I don't even know why. And then obviously 49ers and the over in Seattle and Detroit. I was literally like I took it on the podcast, but then I forgot to put it on the newsletter because I was hurrying. I was coming from a flight from LA for my best friend's 40th. So that was crazy. That was like sunglasses and Advil, big pick. You feel me?
Sunglasses, Advil, don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah. And obviously, my other takeaway was starting off the week, which was Thursday night, which was Dallas versus New York Giants. That was the under. Remember, I think we all took it,
Yeah,
or you and I actually took it.
I think Prado was on it too. That was a little
Oh
hairy.
yeah. It went like 10 under, right?
Yeah, but the first half it would look like a dead over, and then it just died.
Yeah, yeah. I thought we were cooked, dude. And
I
then
I wrote that game off at least 5 or 6 times. So I was like, we lost. Stop.
it's
Yep,
the
it's over.
sweat. It's the sweat. All right. That's my takeaways and big picks. Go ahead, Prado. I know you had a couple of different ones
The nice thing was the all the primetime games. It all kind of went
for that,
it went
right?
it went really nice. My funny analyst on my phone of my little what did Brad call it? The stat take
Oh, the
on the
primetime games.
on the primetime games went 3-1. The only one that actually disappointed was the Washington. They played spoiler, beat the living piss out of
God,
Arizona.
did they? Holy shit.
But
My God.
overall, what is it again? You said 5-4 or 6-4 as far as the primetime game stat thing that you were talking about.
It's let's see, it's only lost twice.
Wait, I thought you
So
said four.
4, 8, 12. So 12. I guess there's an extra game, huh?
Well, I don't know.
13. 13. Oh, no, that's actually right. So 12. So it's actually on a 10-2 run, fading a team on the primetime schedule the following week.
Got it.
Aaron Rodgers and company just they looked miserable, confused, lost. The weather is bad. Salah's not good. McDan-
Bobby,
McDaniels is terrible. It's time to maybe reevaluate him. Hill wants out. And that was actually funny. He's excited for the news. I mean, I would like to actually see a contract
Well,
that
before you
an
say anything,
extension and how you can
hang on,
opt out of your contract.
hang on. Before you say anything, for those that are watching that don't know what you just said, as far as fading that, that means going against it. Fading means going against it. Sorry, there's other people watching that want to learn. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that we're defining that for people. Um, but keep going. So, what did you say? Tyreek wants out.
He's asking for a trade, but I mean, didn't they just give an extension? So I didn't even know you could trade someone that you just give an extension with the guarantee. I don't know how that.
Someone good, right?
someone's gonna have to take over that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Does
then
it
the
kind of work like NBA contracts as well? Like
no, it's
take
not
over.
even close. NBA is completely different. Like the NFL has these weird loopholes and like these, I don't know. It doesn't even
I feel
make
like
sense.
the NBA does too.
Yeah, but NBA, like these guys get out of contracts left and right.
Yeah.
So they can't do it because NFL is tied to some
I
other.
think the thing about the NFL is that you have, like he said, someone has to say, well, we'll take his guarantee and we'll pay his whole contract and we'll go ahead and
Just like how Denver did it with Wilson, right? Or whatever, whoever, like as an example. I don't know.
Yeah, because Denver's paying like 98% of Russell's contract.
yeah.
So yeah, you could take over if you want to, as long as they play for that team or your team, whatever.
When then the cap space hits and the team's got to have a certain amount of cap and it gets all weird.
You know what?
Um,
I have a connection that deals with like contracts and agencies. Maybe I could get him on the show. That's pretty cool to know, you know, because you never know what's going through these guys' minds or their head, their mental state before they go into a game that week.
then the Las Vegas Raiders do it again somehow, some way they win. I don't even know how they won, but they won. And the Cleveland Browns just an awful organization. Nothing's good there. And to all the
I feel like
Seattle,
that was an injury rule thing because they were totally marketing the fact that Max Crosby was out and Devontae was out.
probably out this week too. And all the Seattle fans can come on and hate me because Seattle, you suck. Simple as that. You suck.
I mean, they put up points.
Still lost, didn't cover, and they're lucky they got some points.
Jared Goff didn't miss a pass. Now, if Jared
Actually,
Goff
he
doesn't miss a
had
pass,
a receiving touchdown, didn't he?
he did. And
Yeah.
he was, what was he, 18 for 18 or 19 for 19?
Dude.
Was he really
So,
in the game?
yeah, he didn't miss a single
Yeah.
pass in the game.
Yeah. He's playing
Jeez.
light. He was playing lights out in his, I mean, obviously their hometown, but they were home. But yeah, he was
Big week for Detroit.
Fucking
playing,
huge week. That means
and
we're
he had a
fading them on
receiving
Sunday, huh?
touchdown. God, the guy went insane. Okay, so are we done with your takeaways? We're good?
Mhm.
Scooble.
All right. The move on to week 5 coming up, and that's tomorrow. As you guys know, we're recording this the night before. Um, we are at Thursday Night Football. It's going to be Tampa Bay versus Atlanta, and the spread is 1.5. The total for the over under is 44. And Mr. Big Pick, actually, let me go over Caleb's and Bobby's first because they do have a take on this, and they're both taking Tampa Bay. Caleb taking Tampa Bay money line, and then Bobby taking Tampa Bay plus 1.5. I'm sure he'll agree with whatever Big Pig says because Big Pig is taking Atlanta as well. Go ahead, Big Pig.
I view the NFL as a week to week
Oh,
league.
actually, not agree. Sorry, because
He's on Tampa.
yeah,
The NFL is a week to week league, and you can't ride, heavy on what happened the week before. And based on this line, Tampa being a small dog in the division game, I understand that, it is 1.5. But I think that if Tampa was really going to win this game, they would be -1, not catching the 1.5. So I just think it's a good spot for Atlanta. Atlanta won a division game last week on the road, or no, they were at home. They're at home again, and I like the spot here for Kirk and the boys.
yeah. Actually, when I was saying that someone would agree with you, it's actually me that I would agree because the first thing I saw was that Tampa Bay was not in Florida, and that makes a difference to me. And I feel like people in Florida would be slamming them because that's their team, right? And
Yeah,
this makes sense that Kirk and his team is on a run right now at home, at least, because after that game with KC, they're still a little bit pissed off, maybe just a little.
oh yeah, for sure.
And then I don't know, maybe a little bit on the over, but I'm not quite sure yet, because I don't know how. I mean, I have a feeling of how Baker kind of plays outside of his realm, but it's a new year, new season. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But Prado, you agree with us on Atlanta.
Yeah, I took Philly last week thinking that they would actually show up, but Tampa Bay smoked them. But this week, I'm just gonna go. If I lose a bet, I'm gonna bet them on the next week. So I feel like Atlanta stayed off them. I took them on the sheet, but I feel like it's a good spot for them. And Tampa Bay's on a big win. Atlanta's on a big win. I don't know. It just kind of makes sense here. I think Tampa Bay kind of falls apart a little bit on the road.
And I mean, how's Atlanta's defense?
It's decent. They got good safeties. They got a good defensive line. It's not like they're a bad defensive team. Like if you think about their defense gives up,
It improved a lot.
I
yeah,
mean, if
20
they do
points,
their
20 points a game.
jobs and they're at home, they're comfortable. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Okay, next game. We have everyone, I think, taking something on this. So obviously, I'm not going to skip it. It's the New York Jets versus Minnesota, and the spread is 3. The total is 40.5. That's the over under. So over under 40.5. I'm going to take the over in this game because for some reason 40 is very, very low, but maybe because they're saying that the Jets have a good defense and so does Minnesota. But I mean, there's a couple things that Prado is going to say probably, and I'm going to kind of agree with that because of ownage or whatever you're going to say. But I'll let you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Aaron Rodgers is 17-11-1 in his career. Does 29 games versus Minnesota with 57 touchdown and only 8 interceptions. He just has the formula to beat this team. Just like 49ers had the formula to beat the Rams. Every division
Except
game,
for last week or the
one
week before.
team one team has it, but I mean that's why they're never going to go undefeated. So it's just the overall is one wins more than the other. And good spot for the Jets. Jets were off a huge win on prime time. I mean, the stats did indicate that with him with a lot of rest, Aaron was a good
Wait,
spot.
they didn't win last week though.
I know. I'm saying that it indicated it was.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, well, no, I'm not going to take the Jets, but I do, if you say there's ownage there, that means there's points there. And
And
if
it's in
this,
London.
yeah, and if Minnesota can put up points, I feel, and I know, oh, maybe that's why, Brad, because some of these games go under, right? Didn't we do, we had this little trend there going on, I think,
Yeah, London games usually do go under.
because they're not used to it. And the jet lag is real, guys. Trust me. I just encountered that for a whole week. So
What team's leaving the latest? That's what we got to find out.
Yeah. Okay. So I may take,
Did that
so
work
whoever,
last time, or did it go to our disadvantage? Was it a good thing, Brad?
but you have to look at it
I
with
don't
the,
think it mattered.
well, I may or may not take this off the sheet. I
Oh,
know,
it did matter. Miami got there late against KC.
but it's KC. Ugh. Like,
Yeah, but they had every chance to win that game.
yeah. Well, I may or may not take the over out of here. Now I see why it's low because it's in a different country and maybe they're just like excited and they like are like we could put up points, but it's gonna be tough because we don't know where the hell we are. So, and we're jet lagged. So, doesn't matter. But anyway, big pick, you got New York Jets as well.
Yeah, I think it's a good spot for Aaron here. And the only thing that really worries me about the Jets is that bad offensive lines don't really travel well, and the Jets have a bad offensive line. But I think I'm just going to go against the grain here with everyone riding Minnesota. Everyone probably thinks it's chalk, like, oh, Minnesota's the play. They're hot. They've been beating the shit out of everyone.
You know what? Mm, kind of because the team itself. Like I get where Prado's coming from with the ownage, but it depends on the team, right? It's
Well,
a
the ownage is basically everyone's forgetting about his success against the team.
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. You're saying that, but what I'm saying is like the actual teams put up against each other this year in 4 weeks. You know what I mean? The matchup itself, not just him versus that versus Minnesota.
And then my other angle here is I think that Darnold might be a little nervous going against the team that drafted him with, I think, the third overall pick in the 18 draft. He might be
Oh
That
trying
yeah, he was
to
a
impress them a little bit, and it might get to him there. So I just don't expect Darnold to have a great game like he's been having. He might just piss this one away.
I just worry about okay, see, and that's the thing. That's a ticking time bomb. But I also worry about Aaron Rodgers's protection because I don't know if they did such a good job with that. I mean, not that I'm seeing right now in the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever. But yeah, maybe it does go under now. Now that we're talking about it a little bit more and elaborating. See what I'm saying? So we'll see. But Caleb thinks it's gonna go over, but I don't think he knows the breakdown that we just talked about as far as it being in London. And then Bobby is still taking Minnesota because I think I overheard him as he was talking to Prado before the show, and he couldn't join that Minnesota's hot. So for him, he's taking the hot team. All right. Next one is Carolina versus Chicago. We're gonna skip that one. I know you guys took Chicago last week, but yeah, look at Brado. He's already falling asleep. Uh, skip. All right, Baltimore versus Cincinnati. The spread is 3, and then the total over under is 50.5. You don't have any take on it, Brad. I know Prado does, but Caleb and Bobby have Cincy +3. I think they're on the bandwagon of we're just gonna keep taking them. So
You know what
what
that means when everyone's on a game and I'm not, right?
what does that mean?
That means I like the other side. I'm not ready
Oh,
yet.
I see what you're saying. Yes. So Prado, what do you before Brad says anything because he
number
hasn't.
one rushing offense versus number one rushing defense in this matchup. It's a divisional game, and
See?
it's based on a what 10-2 against the spread. So
Oh, his prime time thing.
I'm 100%. It's the first thing I looked at last week was like, who does Baltimore play next week? And I was like, oh, perfect spot. And if you remember, this is a big game for Joe Burrow because this is the game that Joe Burrow left after he broke his wrist and was dominating Baltimore on Thursday Night Football.
I
And
remember.
and if he was playing that game,
We probably would have lost.
we
Spread
would
was
no,
four and
not
a half.
probably, we would have lost. He's kind of saved us twice in his little.
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin saved us one time, and
Yep.
fucking
All
yeah.
right. Well, Brad, if you take Baltimore, then I'm a little bit more confident. What if Baltimore wins by a kick? I'd be fucking disgusted because it's a push. Or would it be
I
a
mean,
flip?
That
Yeah,
means you'd have to go with the points there, hope for a 3.5.
exactly. So we'll see if it moves. But I do think Baltimore isn't fake. That's for sure. Because we
I
saw a
think
little glimpse,
Baltimore has a really good mold that they're basing their team off of.
and we saw a little glimpse of it. All of us saw a little glimpse of it. I think week one and week two, or I don't know which one of the weeks in the last four
They did
weeks.
good every week. It's just they find a way to piss games away or lost it by a centimeter.
Yeah, but they're finally starting to glue it up. And I do think they're not fake because there's definitely some fake teams out there.
They got a great coach.
Yeah. So, I don't know, TBD on that, but my first feeling was Baltimore. It's tough. Like Brad said, it's like, you might as well take the points if you think they're only going to win by a kick because didn't he miss a kick last week or am I
The week before he missed a kick.
Yep. So we
Head to
shall.
head, there's 6-4 versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati versus
How
Baltimore.
much have they won by? See what I'm saying? Because obviously, wouldn't Cincinnati be?
34-20 with no Joe, 27-24, 24-17.
See?
And then that Joe had a beat swept them the year before.
Yeah, that's true. Now that they have Joe, it could matter. Oh well.
And there was a game where Baltimore won 19-17.
See?
Oh, I remember that
So you
game.
might as well take the
Yeah.
points.
That game was ugly.
And majority of their games are like this. There was 4, 3, 6.5, 7.5, 3.
So three's the bait.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, that does sound kind of good then if you're a better, because then you will take the points instead of taking the three on Baltimore, because then you're just like, okay, that's stupid. Like, even though I like Baltimore to win, it's just dumb unless they beat the living crap out of them. But we'll see. Okay, let's go with Buffalo versus Houston. This is kind of a weird spread to me. One and then total is over under
Very
47 and a
weird.
half. Huh?
This is very weird.
Yeah, they're just giving no respect.
Or they shouldn't give respect to a team that's 3-1 against the spread.
That is very odd, yo. Bobby says Josh -1. I say it goes over because they got to score points. And I don't know what's going on with Houston's defense, but I do think that there's going to be points to be scored there.
Houston's defense is the number one. Wait, hold on. It's the Houston is no, number 5 defense in NFL.
No, but something's happening. Something happened. Someone got injured or something. I don't know. I saw a little indicator thing. I just haven't read into it, but I will. Um, because I have their defense on fantasy. So I don't know what the hell is happening, but I just think that maybe makes a difference, but we shall see. Brad, you don't have anything on this?
Not yet. I'm still waiting to see if Joe Mixon's going to play.
Okay,
I
ED.
think that's really the key factor to Houston is
Wait.
offense. He's been out the last 2 weeks, and they're really missing him.
DQ.
Yeah, and they got barbecued against fucking Minnesota. CJ
I
looked
mean, but that's
lost.
Minnesota. They have a little bit of a recipe more than Houston ever did.
That's true, but CJ kind of looks lost out there.
He's
Diggs
still
is
finding the identity.
crying for the ball. He's kind of a cancerous to the team. Honestly, I think he ruined that team. They were fine without him.
It's
Mhm.
true. It's true.
We'll see how it goes. Initial look, I liked Houston, but I think it really boils down to if Mixon's going to play or not and how effective he is.
What's wrong with him?
Good catch. Good
I think
catch.
it was an ankle.
It's funny. Houston's still ranked number 3 in the
Dude.
NFL in passing yards. Isn't that funny? A game. So they throw the ball a lot. Maybe because they're always down, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they've been
But
down.
that's the thing too. They're at home, so maybe I don't know. We'll see. But I don't want to take anything. I just want to take the totals on this one. I just feel very strongly about that. Okay, nothing for Prado. So we'll move on.
TBD.
We'll move on to the next game, and that is going to be Indiana versus Jacksonville. and that is the spread is 3 and the total is over under 46. Brad, tell me about your Jacksonville pick here of -3. -3, right? -3.
The Colts just do not win in Jacksonville. They just don't do it. And we saw last week, I believe Jacksonville covered the game. They should have won the fucking game. They pissed it away.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting I mean, since the Buffalo beatdown,
Yeah.
they're slowing things down, running the ball. Tank Bigsby had a great game against Houston, and I think this Colts defense you can run on, and if they can control the clock, run the ball, they don't have to rely on Trevor to go win them the game. Which, if that's the case, we already know he lost. AR's hurt. Flacco, I mean, the guy's a baller, 40 years old out there slinging that thing, but I don't think he's going to play well this week, and I like the Jacksonville Jaguars in this contest.
All right. I don't have anything on it. I just don't like any of these teams. I haven't liked the Colts since Andrew Luck. So yeah, they're
You're
just
not the only one.
yeah. All right. Next game is, or I'm sorry, Prado, go ahead. I forgot to.
Jacksonville's won 4 of 5 versus the Colts.
Damn.
And
That's
then the Indianapolis Colts, they're a funny team. Like I bet on them last week. They opened up -1.5 versus Pittsburgh. They're like a scrappy, weird team. Like they have a good running back. They had a hog on the defensive line, Buckner, but he's hurt. Richardson, I don't even know what happened. Like the guy gets hurt, they throw him back in the game
Why
and
is
run
the
the ball.
total so high? It's higher than some of these teams that put up hella points. You feel me?
It's because Indianapolis gives up points. That's why.
Yeah, their defense sucks.
Yeah, they
Mm,
give up points. But
but
it's a
then
good spot
Jacksonville
because
can't score points. What a great
Jack
team to play.
was it Jacksonville doesn't have a win this year, so what a better way to get a win this week, huh?
So is it basically telling us, hey, we're tempting you? It's like they're wearing a bathing suit to fucking bet the fucking under on this one. I don't know. I don't
They're 0-4, and
wearing a bathing suit.
they need a
I
Is
win
mean,
it
she's
bad.
right there.
Atlas caps or what?
Yeah, she's got the thong on. You feel me? It says under 46. No, I'm just joking. Okay. Uh, all right. Let's I may take that, but dude, there's a lot of fucking totals I've been taking already in this week coming up, so I may need to stop. But all right. Next game is Miami versus New England, and the spread is 1 and the total is over under 36.5. Trash game. What's up? I think the only person that has it is Caleb, and
McDaniel's out of there.
he knows his team better than anyone. So he's going to take his team -1. And it is in New England to his defense. So I don't know what you guys think about that. I don't have an opinion.
I actually like it, not gonna lie. They may not even throw the ball and still win the game.
I do think the trash game does go over, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because there's still potential to score points. It's just,
Did you watch Miami on Monday night?
yeah,
It
I
was
did.
horrendous.
I did.
They're anemic.
Their team is trash. Hill needs to get traded. Fucking Waddle's non-existing. Fucking what a loss.
I mean, who's their backup?
Well, Skylar Thompson's their backup. He got hurt, and then it's Tyler Huntley.
So they're on their third one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He didn't actually help. He looked good for like the first drive or two. Then he just looked like shit.
He looked like shit.
Boy, do they need a QB.
They need Tua.
Yeah. When is he coming?
Yeah,
He's out for like another week or 2 or 4.
We don't even know.
I think he's got 2 more weeks on IR.
Jeez. Oh. And it just feels like years probably to the team.
All those damn ex-49er coaches like on the hot seat, huh?
Kind of.
Yeah,
Except for Houston, because they're giving him a chance to like
I mean,
this
he's
thing.
still kind of
So he will be.
I know, but he took him to the playoffs last year, so he's
He's
got
got a
too
little bit
much
of
venom.
breathing room. Yeah. More than the others. More than the Jets, more than the, you know.
I would say Bobby Saleh is probably the fucking hottest.
Yeah.
Worst coach in the NFL that has a job right now, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
he's being carried. You feel me?
fucking
But
got
he's
Nathaniel Hackett to go with it. It don't get much worse.
no.
Uh okay, so next game is Cleveland versus Washington. And the spread is 3. The total is over under 43 and a half. And honestly, I know Brad, you don't have anything. Prado, you don't have anything.
Cleveland's gonna win the game. Let's just face it.
I don't know.
I just can't. I can't.
They're just gonna the game they're not supposed to win. They're gonna win.
I just can't. It's just
By the
kind of.
way,
Maybe
Salah's
they want to
19.
fire
It'll
people
be the
though.
toughest bet of the fucking week, but
But
they're
what
gonna win.
if they want to fire people? See what I'm saying? This
Stefanski's
is a
not going
perfect.
anywhere. He fucking Joe Flacco fucking took him to the playoffs. He's not going anywhere for a while.
This is a perfect trap, and I feel like here's my breakdown on Washington. They've got these misfits, right? It's kind of like the San Francisco Giants. When you put a bunch of misfits together, it just basically fits well. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think we talked about
Are
the
they misfits
Arizona.
still?
What's his name? The Arizona coach. He knew fucking baby bottle pop like the back of his goddamn
Oh,
hand.
Kingsbury. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other guy, the Atlanta, he came from Atlanta, right? The head
No,
coach.
he used to coach at Atlanta, but he used Dallas's D coordinator, Quinn.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, they've been around to see enough things here, and there's definitely something wrong with the good on paper Cleveland because they ain't that team no more. Is what
No,
Well,
I
they're
agree.
missing their running back. Their quarterback's fucking trash. They're missing a hell
I mean,
offensive
he's trash,
line.
but he's getting paid. So you think he cares? He don't care.
It's just the life of an athlete.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm with the Washingtonians. I think they have potential. I do think they will go on a streak of losing soon, depending on what happens or how they get discovered. But they got to get like someone's got to catch up to them first because you've got two ex head coaches. I think right. We just talked about ex head coaches, or I don't know. It's kind of a crazy theory, but that's what I think.
How about I wanted to mention this because I looked it up. Salah is 19 and 34. That's his record.
Oh
Yep.
no, that's for the Jets though, so don't
Yeah.
confuse everybody.
Oh, I'm just stating that fact of a bad coach.
But going back to this game,
Look
I'm
at
I'd
Mansfield.
like to take Washington, but then Caleb's gonna take Washington, and then I don't know what Bobby means by massage man is ass, but I think we can all figure out what that means. So we shall see. All right, next game we're skipping. That's Las Vegas versus Denver. No one has a take on it, but we could.
Denver's gonna beat them. That's gonna be that's what's gonna happen there. Denver is gonna beat them. They're a 3 again.
They probably shouldn't have won last week.
Talk about a coach that's going to be on the hot seat. He's going to be on it quick.
Oh,
Fucking Pierce.
I thought they wanted him in there though.
Yeah, that's what happens when you listen to the fucking players.
Yeah, to the
yep.
team. All right. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Baby Bottle Pop, Arizona versus the Niners. And then the spread is 7. The total is over under 50. Do they really still think that Arizona is still that team from like a year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago? Like that's kind of weird. Maybe they still think that. The book people, right? Because I mean, obviously they didn't watch the games in the last 2 weeks. I don't know. Uh, all right, Niners -7. That's Caleb, and then Niners -7 for Bobby. I think every time Caleb has taken the Niners in a season game, he's probably won, unless we all took them and we lost, obviously, like the Super Bowl or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we do something weird and stupid because we always do at Levi's Stadium, but yeah, biased opinion, sir. And
I
Brado, you're probably gonna go against us.
Well, if you look back in history, Arizona's kind of owned you guys at Levi Stadium. If you guys don't
Yeah.
remember,
No, that's what I was just saying is that like
last year Colt McCoy. No, it was the year before.
Year
I think it was
before.
the year before.
Might have
Baby
been
bottle
more.
pop opening day, 8 point dog.
but do they really, really like this is definitely a blowout line, right? As what you would say, but it's like, come on, are they really thinking that this is going to be a lot of points?
I can see it being an over game.
They don't know enough sport shit. They're 7-3 against them. Shut your mouth, Brado. In
Calm
their
down.
last 10 games, they're 7-3
What's
versus.
the record at Levi's? Not the last 10.
No, we're talking Levi because
I
remember
guarantee
they
those
always
three
seem to
wins are
cover.
at fucking Levi's.
Yeah,
Because
maybe,
you beat them in
I remember
Mexico.
one was opening day, one was sure 2020 opening day.
maybe the real plan here, guys, if we really think about it, and I know we probably don't, is
They
that
lost at their home.
listen, and I think Brado, you brought this up a couple episodes ago that maybe the NFL is catching up to sports bettors and handicappers like us. And maybe they're fucking watching our show and they're like, dude, they're going off of trends. So we're going to give you guys a trend and we're going to give you this blowout line. And are you going to take it or not?
I mean, honestly, I think this number is completely fucking made up.
See?
I don't think there was
Because
any thought into making this line. I thought it should have been like 8.5, but
if you go 8.5, you're just like, all right, like I'm taking the freaking, whatever. But it's like, it's so weird. But yeah, no. I think that's what it does to you. It messes with your head. It's supposed to, right? That's what they do. But okay. No take on it, Brad.
nah,
All right.
I'm not betting
Next
that game.
next game, you do have a take on the next game. It's
I have a take on it.
wait. Oh, Niners, go ahead. Sorry. I thought you were just gonna agree.
I didn't know this, but like Brock Purdy is the number 2 quarterback in the NFL.
I did. They don't talk
I
about
had
him as
no
they
idea
used
that.
to.
And then the
BCB.
Niners are the second best offense in the NFL. What the?
And people are coming back more.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I told Bobby this today. I literally forgot Greenlaw was on our team. Just saying. I thought I forgot.
I mean, he did like shatter his whole life on this Super Bowl, and we were there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the routes
he
incoming.
shattered me too, and 12 G's along with it. So
The routes incoming. That's all I could say. The route is incoming.
all right, and then we're gonna look unstoppable, and then we're gonna probably not cover the next game, or no, we probably will. I don't know who we're playing. Minnesota. I don't
We
know.
kind of have some cup. I'm not gonna lie. We have a cupcake schedule coming up. That's not gonna lie.
Okay, so let's move on to the next game. GB, Green Bay versus the Rams. The spread is 3, and then the total is over under 48.5. Brad, you have GB here. Is Love back? Is he good?
He played last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's
I think
back.
I think Green Bay, as the season goes on, you'll see that they're going to be one of the teams that are going to be fighting to come out of the NFC. And the Rams are hot dog shit.
They
They're
kind
gonna
of are. They're kind of a weird fake team.
they're gonna be in the bottom
They need a couple people.
25% of the league. They can't really do anything outside of Kyron Williams right now. Matt Stafford looks like he's ready to retire. The defense is non-existent.
Can you blame him? He doesn't care. He already won his ship. He's good.
Yeah, Sean McVay needs to blow the team up. It's
Vegas.
fuck them picks doesn't work anymore. You need them picks.
Yeah. McVegas is I don't know. He's kind of like just doing whatever. That's exactly what I think he's doing, is doing whatever. So, all right. Prado, GB -3.
Yeah, they'll get away with anything they want. They'll torch this team. Secondary is terrible. The Rams are
Oh,
every little win, but Green Bay is the team right here. This is a really good spot for Green Bay.
all right. And then why is it only 3? That's weird. It's because Green Bay has been losing or
I
lost.
mean, Green Bay should be undefeated, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, because they didn't have love, but yeah.
You should have beat Philly.
They should have beat Philly. I got so lucky taking Philly.
Me too. I think I took Philly. I'm not sure. Uh,
If Love wasn't injured for 2 weeks, they would have beat Minnesota. I'm convinced.
yeah, because they covered the second week, and
Oh, they
then
won outright.
no, they covered week 2 plus 2.5,
Yeah, they won outright.
and then freaking what did they play on week 3? I can't see right now.
Who you guys talking
Tennessee,
about?
Tennessee, and then I don't know what else. Week 1, yeah, we just talked about it.
I'm convinced LaFleur is a good coach.
He is. I said last week. He's a good coach.
All right, next game is
He's
New
always
York.
dealt shit.
Huh?
That coach has always dealt shit.
Well, no, remember he had what's his name and he begged him to stay. He just acts kind of weird. I think we talked about this towards his players. New York Giants versus Seattle. Spread is 6, totals over under 44. I don't have anything, and it's 44. There's nothing to talk about. I think it's going to go over by itself, just from one team. So
I I think I don't have anything yet, but no Malik Neighbors for the Giants equals big problems for their
Is
offense.
he out?
But he had a concussion. Don't you have to at least sit out a week?
I don't know how that. Again, these
I don't know. I
rules
don't know.
all be made up.
Check fantasy. It'll tell you
We'll,
right away.
we'll check the fantasy report, but if Neighbors doesn't play, their offense is fucking
Cooked.
my God. It is
Cooked.
terrible.
Yeah.
And Seattle,
Another cook.
aside from getting torched last week, they actually have a good secondary.
And they could actually score points. I mean, I just feel like this is, you know, all
And they
right.
got a nice run game. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, the UCLA back there, he's pretty good.
I shouldn't, I think this total is probably going to go up if Neighbors is not, or I mean, down. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like 44 is a weird number.
Just bet Daniel Jones to throw a pick, you'll be happy.
Yeah. Winning on that one. All right. Next game is Sunday Night Football, and that is Dallas versus Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, right, guys? And the total, I mean, the spread is 2.5. The total is over under 44. Brad, tell us about your pick. Pitt.
Well, I just think the Steelers have a really good defense, and the Cowboys can't run the ball at all against a bad defense. So this offense is going to be very one-dimensional. And the Cowboys' offensive line is also pretty bad. So just a lot of newbies. They haven't been playing together very long, and I think I'm just going to take the better defense in this matchup here.
Okay. I think Bobby is taking Dallas plus 2.5, but he did put minus 2.5. I think he thought that they were the favorite.
Oh, and by the way, Jerry Jones landed his helicopter on the practice field today. That's real motivating for the team.
Something to talk about, I guess. He always wants to be talked about in some way, somehow, before a primetime game. There's always something that comes out. Always. It could be like him and his shirt or something. All right. Prado DDB, Dallas Dick Boys plus 2.5.
When they're a dog, you got to take them. Simple as that.
Nothing to talk about after that. Okay, next game. Monday night football. New Orleans Saints versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Spreads 5.5, totals over under 43. Prado left because he was just so distraught about this game. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
The only person that's got something on it is Caleb, I think, and he's taking New Orleans plus 5.5. Is that a good spot for a dog?
I don't honestly have any fucking clue about this game.
You know what's weird about this game? It's in KC, and there's really a rumor that KC will go undefeated towards their little journey of fucking their three-peat or whatever the fuck you want to call it, which is
Yeah.
bullshit. But like, I mean, why would they cover 5.5? We talked about this last week, right, Brad? Where it's
It's such
such
a
a
dead number.
and it's a weird spread. It's like they just don't know what they're doing or they're fucking with your head. You know what I mean? Which one is it?
Yeah, I mean, I know Derek Carr has won in Kansas City as a Raider before. I just, I don't know. I can't see it. I just don't see it.
You don't see New Orleans winning in KC at all, and
I
especially not
right
covering
now,
five and a half
as of
spread.
right now on Wednesday evening, I can't see it.
Is there, okay, let me ask you this. Is there a game, because every game they've fucking won and either they didn't cover or whatever, but like, is there a game that Kansas City has yet to make a statement? I know they make a statement every time they win, obviously,
No, they have
but
not. They have not beat the shit out of anyone yet.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And thank you for thinking exactly what I'm trying to say. Is this that game because it's on Monday night? And then we're gonna see obviously fucking glimpse and clips of Taylor Swift and fucking
Have
Kelsey.
you
Hey,
tonight
brother,
football?
on the
Stop
Golden Gate
lying to
Bridge.
yourself.
Like, we can't hear you. You're skipping. It sucks.
Fucking trash
Why
internet.
don't you get off Carl the Fog
I'm gonna
there
fucking
on the
break the
Golden
screen.
Gate?
You say Carl the Fog?
That's the Fog's name in San Francisco. His name is Carl.
Oh, I didn't
God.
know that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is
He said he's not even on the
how about that?
Wi-Fi. Oh man. Well, I mean, I don't know. Prado, do you have a take or just put in the bet so I can like read it? I think it's just a game time decision, right, Brad?
Yeah. I'll be sitting here on Monday evening, like, what should I do here? You
Because
know,
you
of
want to. You're gonna want to.
course, I'm a fucking degenerate.
It's not like the Thursday game where you're just prepping. It's kind of like, oh, you're either chasing or you're like, fuck, I gotta put it on. Is KC
Yep.
finally lose? Are they not gonna cover? You know what I'm saying? Shit
What do you
like
think, Gigi? Who's gonna win, huh?
I have. Can you hear me now? Can you? Is my mic work?
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it does, Carl.
I'm reverting back to the next game because I didn't get to say anything. I believe
Yo, you
Tomlin
said Dallas
has
Dick Boys.
Tomlin has 41 wins on primetime. He has 2 losses on Monday Night Football. It's pretty
Is that a
impressive.
lot?
Yeah, it's a lot. He has 2 losses on Monday Night Football only, and somehow, some way, Dallas is going into Pittsburgh as a dog, which they are the really good dog team. They're a terrible favorite team.
Okay.
And just to give you guys a little bit of a inside, uh, this will be the first time that Pittsburgh Steelers will be playing against an actual starting quarterback.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is very
I mean,
interesting.
other than Kirk, but Kirk was on his first game back from an Achilles. So I told the Steeler fans that I would find the stat of how many backup quarterbacks this so good defense has played in the last 2 years.
Can I ask you this? What do the Steeler fans have to say about their team? That they're gonna beat the living shit out of Dallas? Let me guess.
No, Al said he would love to. He would. How did he word it? He wants to sneak away with a win here.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Oh man, if remember the opposite always happens. The opposite. So he's confident.
No, he's not confident.
Not confident. Okay, so yeah.
Interesting enough is that the Dallas Cowboys are a much better team than the Colts, and the Colts actually put it on Pittsburgh pretty fucking nice. And you know what they did? The Colts did is they were throwing the shit out of the ball, which was
But
against this pretty good secondary.
in the world history, usually Pittsburgh like goes into Indianapolis. I guess you were rewriting it because they usually take it to them, but I guess based off what you're saying, everything's going to be the opposite this year, right?
Yeah, I think, and I should be taking
I
honestly
mean,
Pittsburgh in this matchup. I'm not
this
gonna lie,
is very
I should be.
this is very tough because remember, and that's why I'm not taking anything because both these teams to me mean nothing.
I love this game.
I'm good. But can we move on to the next one so I could actually get some sleep? Um,
Yeah. I'm done with that.
We already went over ours. Do you have a take on this at all, Prado?
Yeah, and I know somehow, some way I'm gonna be betting on New Orleans. Nothing to think about.
Hmm.
There's nothing to think
Brad?
about. I've seen this movie before. Fucking Carr actually did pretty
But
well, if
it's
I'm not
five and a
mistaken,
half, and
in
it's
Kansas
so
City.
weird,
If
right?
you don't remember that, Brad, it was a Monday Night
He's won
Football.
twice there.
Yeah, he has done pretty decent
But
in Kansas City.
remember who you guys go against, and we all know who we go against.
It was +7 Monday Night Football. They should have won the game. They didn't. They pissed it away.
Brad,
Yep.
Brad, we all know who we go against, other than Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
curly headed fuck.
No, no, other than him, other
Oh,
than fucking Pat, than Travis. What's his name?
Big
Bill,
Red.
Vino,
Oh, Vinovich.
100%. Maybe he's on the line. Maybe New Orleans covers.
I just got to go with the
I
better.
wouldn't be surprised New Orleans wins outright.
I would.
And that would be good to see, just because I fucking hate KC. But feelings aside, you got to be smart. Figure it out, guys. All right. That was the end of the game slots. Like I said, we skipped a couple, but we may put it back on there. Go to www.thesportsbettingqueen.com and make sure you sign up for that newsletter. It is free, which is why you have to watch the show to get the breakdowns. And then also all these lines and spreads come from www.wagerattack.com and at Wager Attack. Follow them on Instagram and use code SBQ and get a bonus % on your first deposit. Other than that, do we have anything else as far as shout outs, guys?
Yes, we do. Shout out to everyone who took Bama last week in the college football thriller with me. Probably the game of the year. And I know Prado
I did.
one,
I
but
did. I was here.
take your savings account, throw it on the Washington Huskies. I couldn't tell you the last time Michigan had to travel to the West Coast for a regular season non-conference game. Michigan will be losing Saturday night in Washington.
Well, and it makes sense what you just said because Detroit won and Detroit Tigers just won. So here we got another. Oh,
Ann Arbor goes down.
Yep.
All right. Prado, any shout outs for you?
Shout out to the UCLA great Robert Way Chai.
Oh, yeah, we went out with them. Hello, Robert. Thanks for I got really fucking drunk. That's for goddamn sure. So that was the sunglasses and Advil the next morning.
That's what happens when you hang out with Robert.
Guys,
We're
Hey,
going
you know
down.
what? I was actually milking it though, because we were actually we actually stayed and we were supposed to leave. But speaking of that, shout out to the man, the myth, the legend. If you don't know him, then you will. At the Rolex boutique at Valley Fair Mall. And if you know who I'm talking about. But that was a great event. I appreciate it. And I wish I just ate more food. That's for sure. So I was again, 36 hours of binging, Brado, of binge drinking.
Oh, I was going to say binging. Okay, there we go.
Binge drinking. And then I don't know any other shout outs for me. Dior Beauty, guys. Christmas is going to be coming up, but it's only October. But if you want to shop early, do it.
Wager attack.
Yeah, did that already.
Oh.
I think that's pretty much it. We will be doing a show in about 20 days or so in Vegas, right? Are we doing? I think so. Hopefully.
Are we? Nice.
No, I don't know. I really don't know, but maybe I am.
That'd be a good idea. Do it on a Friday night. That's a good idea. We'll just skip Thursday. We'll do it Friday night. That's a great idea, right, Brad?
No, well, I think what we'll do is we'll do a live event. We can still do the show if we can that week, but we may be cutting it close. So
Live event, smoking a chop while doing the show. Perfect.
Can I be at the slot machine while doing it?
shout out to all my friends that I have support from that have told me over my binge drinking weekend in LA that they have listened and supported the podcast. So I appreciate you guys. You guys all know who you are. And other than that, I think we will see you guys next week and talk about what happened in week 5. Thanks for joining and see you soon.